98.7 FM, Arizona's sports station. Bickley Blast.
They call James Jones champ for a reason, because he's won NBA championships, because he has championship rings. Of all people, he should know what it takes. And yet, in the past 2 seasons, he has miscalculated at trade deadline. He waited a year too long to acquire JaVale McGee, and he's going to end up waiting a year too long for a better backup point guard, someone to make the Suns less reliant on Chris Paul. Now, don't get me wrong. Champ has done some very important things since taking the reins. Hiring Monty Williams, signing Chris Paul, drafting Cam Johnson, managing a meddling owner. But windows of opportunity do not stay open forever. And when you have a 37-year-old point guard, time is of the essence. Now, I gave Jones a mulligan for what befell the Suns in the NBA Finals 2 years ago. I also bought into the idea of not messing with a good thing, the chemistry and continuity of a regular season juggernaut. But this is a results business, and sports fans and even radio hosts, we can be wrong about this stuff. GMs cannot. And now Jones has an incredibly difficult task, solving a Rubik's Cube of personnel decisions, including a very weighty call on DeAndre Ayton. Either way, it's time for Champ to live up to his nickname before that window is shut for good.
Chris Paul, and I can't go back on it now, but Chris Paul, again, when he got to town, said, if I'm healthy, I'm playing. Right. There was all kinds of talk about, hey, you're in your mid-30s now. What does that mean in terms of your workload and how you're going to handle the regular season? His philosophy is, if I'm healthy, I'm playing. That permeated throughout this organization.
Yep.
The Suns won a lot of regular season games because of it, and I don't think your coach or your general manager is going to flip that. Now they have some proof. Hey, you know what? We learned lessons.
Yeah.
We learned that maybe it's not that important to set franchise records for victories in the regular season, especially in today's NBA, where you got a lot of franchises that are not operating at peak importance or peak, what's the word I'm looking for? Desperation during the regular season. So it might be a little bit inflated. To go back to my original question, even though, James Jones is not bad at 1,000. No executive does. No. And, yeah, you can point at things that he's done or hasn't done as maybe reasons why the Suns are in this situation. But I still fully trust James Jones to get this job done.
No NBA executive bats 1,000. That just does not happen. But again, these are windows where you've got to season strike, and make it work.
Well, the reason the Jalen Smith thing hurts is because it followed the Cam Johnson thing. Now, the Cam Johnson thing wound up working out, but they drafted Cam Johnson way ahead of where he was projected. Yeah. Surprising everyone, giving us the soundbite that we quote off and on. He did it again the next year with Jalen Smith, way ahead of where he was projected, and that one didn't work out, and it sort of puts the trend of does he feel he's smarter than everybody else?
Why is he always in a much different lane? I agree with you.
Because, yes, sometimes they will work, but sometimes they will fail miserably, which that one did, because not only is Halliburton very good, but he's exactly what the Suns need.
Yeah, well, he's also proven, James Jones, when he does expend draft picks, he likes experienced college players. Yep. Cam Johnson fit that bill. Ty Jerome fit that bill. I mentioned Cam Johnson. Jalen Smith fit that bill. You can go further and maybe make an argument that there's been 2 mistakes on the Jalen Smith front.
Yeah.
The original drafting of Jalen Smith.
And the trading of him.
Giving up on him.
Considering what you got in return for a player who's under contract for next year in Torrey Craig, Jalen Smith went to Indiana, and no, he was not playing in a lot of high-pressure games, and they were a franchise that's really trying to rebuild, so he got some expanded playing time there. He played well.
He did. His numbers were good.
He rebounded the ball well. He shot the 3 at a pretty high rate compared to what he had done in Phoenix. They might have been able to find some use for him.
Well, that is one thing the Suns, with Saric hurt especially, do not have, because their big men, Biyombo, McGee, Ayton, do not shoot threes, which in the modern NBA is a little odd to have 3 guys like that do not shoot threes at all.
And that's another question to ask on the DeAndre Ayton front. Maybe we can get into it later. Can you max deal a center who we talked about is not a creator, but is not that much of a threat from three-point range in today's NBA, which is something the Suns team-wide, I think, need to bolster.